The ground trembles beneath you. Heat rises from cracks that glow like living fire. A shape moves in the darkness, its claws scraping against stone, its breath thick with sulfur. And before you can speak, hands made of shadow reach for the soul. What happens in the first 60 seconds of hell, exactly as Jesus warned? Many have feared this moment in silence, wondering if the soul truly enters a place of torment or if these visions are only ancient symbols. But by the end of this video, you will see the precise reality Jesus described, the terrifying clarity of his words about hell, judgment, outer darkness, and the great separation after death. You will understand what demons do, what God allows, and what Scripture reveals about the first minute of eternal destiny. Welcome to Bible Stories and Mysteries. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. Where their worm does not die, and the fire is not quenched. Mark 9:48. The soul falls like a spark torn from a flame. There is no sky, only a ceiling of smoke swirling with embers that never fade. The screams around you do not echo because the air itself swallows every sound. And in that crushing silence, the soul realizes something unthinkable. There is no path backward. The truth stands like an iron door. The first 60 seconds reveal the most terrible reality of hell. There is no presence of God here. Then he will say to those on his left, "Depart from me, you cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels." Matthew 25:41. The soul's vision adjusts to the choking heat. Shapes move. They are not merely shadows, but beings once radiant, now corroded by ages of rebellion. Their eyes burn with the memory of losing what the soul never truly valued. They circle, not out of hunger, but out of recognition. The newly arrived carry the fresh scent of a soul, still remembering earth, still recalling the nearness of mercy that was rejected. Demons despise this scent. Picture a valley of molten rivers stretching beneath a sky of ash. Jagged towers rise like broken teeth. This is not chaos. It is a realm designed to mirror the horror of separation from God. Demons do not rule here. They suffer here. Yet in their suffering, they torment others. And the soul, disoriented, tries to speak, but no voice forms. The weight of judgment seals the tongue. You can almost feel the ground beneath your feet trembling. You can taste the sulfur on your tongue. You sense the beings circling, not rushing, but waiting for awareness to dawn. Hell's first cruelty is not fire, it is realization. This is what Jesus warned of when he spoke of the outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. The soul begins to understand that darkness is not the absence of light, but the presence of a reality too overwhelming for earthly senses. Yet the first attack has not begun. A question hangs in the air like smoke. What happens when the demons finally step forward? A flicker of awareness rises inside the soul. It looks down and sees itself glowing faintly, as though made of fragile glass about to shatter. Every memory feels exposed. Every hidden thought vibrates in the open air. Demons approach not with haste, but with curiosity. Their movements slow, intentional. The thesis becomes painfully clear. Hell exposes what earth allowed to remain concealed. For nothing is hidden that will not be made manifest, nor anything secret that will not be known. Luke 8:17. A demon leans close, its breath crackles like burning tar. Its eyes reflect the soul's past, not with compassion but with accusation. This is the recognition phase. The beings of darkness are drawn not merely to the soul, but to the fractures within it. They trace them like cracks in stone. They observe, measure, and prepare to exploit. Imagine standing before a mirror that shows not your face, but every sin, every refusal of grace, every moment you silenced conviction. The soul sees these images circling like smoke. The torment is not yet physical. It is psychological, spiritual, internal. Demons know that the deepest suffering begins with memory. You feel this scene pressing inward. The soul tries to retreat, but there is no movement. Regret strikes like cold iron against the mind. The realization grows unbearable. The soul understands that these beings recognize weaknesses more clearly than the soul ever did. And still the fire has not touched. Still the claws have not struck. The demons step back slightly, whispering in a language that feels like broken thunder. They wait for something, the moment when the soul's final resistance breaks, when fear becomes a doorway. This is the second cruelty of hell. Torment begins long before the first blow, and the question sharpens. What ignites the demon's first attack? Motion erupts like a storm. A demon moves with impossible speed, its hand erupting into the soul's chest, not tearing, not slicing, but phasing through it. The soul jolts as if struck by lightning. The pain is not bodily. It is identity deep, a burning through memory, will, and essence. The thesis stands. Demonic torment begins by rupturing what a soul depends on to remain whole. And in Hades, being in torment, he lifted up his eyes. Luke 16:23. You can almost see the scene. The soul's glow flickers as the demon's touch extracts something invisible, a piece of pride, a fragment of self. The soul collapses inward, feeling emptier than before. Fire rises around them, responding to the act as though hell itself approves. Picture a storm of embers swirling in slow motion. Each ember attaches to the soul's wounds like burning insects. The demon's touch ignites the soul's fractures, turning memory into flame. Somewhere inside, the soul screams, not outwardly, but in the depth of spirit. Demons react with increased hunger. They strike again, not out of chaos, but rhythm. One strips away denial, another tears at illusions. The third corrodes hope. They coordinate like predators designed for one purpose, dismantling the soul's defenses. You can feel the terror mounting. The soul tries to crawl away, but movement in hell is thought-based, and thought has collapsed under torment. The soul remains still, helpless, awaiting the next assault. Yet this is only the beginning. Something even more devastating approaches, the moment when hell itself joins the attack. The ground beneath the soul cracks open. A roaring wind rises, though it carries no cooling relief. It is heat drawn upward from depths deeper than imagination. The demons step back, bowing slightly, not in worship, but acknowledgement. Something more ancient than they emerges. The thesis emerges. Hell is not merely a place, it is a force. The smoke of their torment goes up forever and ever. Revelation 14:11. The fissure widens. A vortex of molten stone spins like a whirlpool of living fire. It pulls at the soul, tugging at its essence. Not physically, spiritually. The soul feels its remaining strength dissolving into the pull as though the pit is trying to claim ownership. Imagine a tornado made of flame and shadow, reaching upward with tendrils that latch onto the soul's fractures. The demons watch with cruel satisfaction. They know the pit reveals what the soul fears most: absolute helplessness. You sense the dread rising. The soul clings internally to identity, to memory, to the faint sense of self. But hell does not permit anchors. Everything the soul used to define itself, its achievements, relationships, pride, excuses, disintegrates in the pit's gravitational pull. This is why Jesus warned of the lake of fire. The fire moves. It consumes not just as punishment, but as unveiling. The vortex strengthens. The soul feels on the edge of unraveling. But before the pit can swallow, the demons intervene again. They seize the soul, halting the descent. They want the torment prolonged. They want to extract every cry of despair. The pit closes slightly, waiting. It will open again. But the real revelation is about to begin. What happens when the soul begs for mercy? The soul cries out. Words formed from pure desperation echo into the burning air. Demons pause, listening, recognizing this moment with chilling delight. The cry for mercy is the universal response of the newly damned. But heaven is silent. For the door was shut. Matthew 25:10. The silence is more agonizing than any flame. The soul calls again. Nothing. The soul reaches upward, desperate for even the faintest touch of hope. Nothing responds. Hell is the place where God honors the soul's lifelong choice. Separation. The demons circle again. Their laughter is jagged, mocking the soul's realization that mercy belongs to the realm it rejected. Picture a courtroom without a judge, a hospital without a healer, a night without a dawn. The soul exists in a world where rescue is impossible. The silence itself becomes torment, and then the demons begin the second phase. They do not strike, they speak. Their voices slither like smoke. They repeat every moment the soul ignored conviction, every time it hardened its heart. Their words sting more sharply than claws. You feel the heaviness, you feel the crushing regret. The soul tries to cover its ears, but in hell there is no blocking spiritual sound. The demon's accusations echo through the soul like metal scraping stone. This is the agony Jesus warned of, the gnashing of teeth born from unending regret. The soul collapses inward, unable to escape the voices. The silence of heaven remains. But something even more fearful begins to rise, the moment the soul sees its own record. A stillness falls over the burning valley, the first silence since the soul arrived. Flames lower themselves as if bowing. Even the demons step backward, their claws scraping the molten ground with reluctant obedience. Something ancient is approaching, something that does not belong to them. A scroll descends, not written on parchment but woven of light and fire. It hovers in the air like a living witness, shaped by truths the soul never wanted to face. When it unrolls, the air trembles. The soul senses that nothing in hell commands more authority than this record. The thesis becomes unmistakable. Hell is not chaos. Hell is revelation. And the books were opened, and the dead were judged by what was written in the books, by what they had done. Revelation 20:12. Images emerge, not scenes but memories resurrected with unfiltered clarity. Moments the soul dismissed now return with unbearable sharpness. A time when forgiveness was offered, a moment when truth knocked softly, prayers heard but ignored, convictions silenced, invitations declined. Each image burns with the fire of perfect memory, not to destroy, but to reveal. Demons hiss, forming a jagged circle around the unfolding scroll. They feed on the soul's reactions. Every flinch strengthens their delight, but they do not touch. This phase belongs to truth alone. These beings who mock everything sacred will not interrupt what judgment itself has chosen to unveil. Picture the scenes glowing in the smoky air, every secret thought illuminated, every hidden motivation exposed, like ore pulled from the earth. The soul watches itself not as a victim of fate, but as a participant in its own undoing. The revelation is unbearable because it is accurate. A memory appears brighter than the rest, a moment of repentance that could have changed everything, a whisper of grace, a chance to step out of darkness. The soul remembers feeling it, resisting it, postponing it. Demons lean closer. They savor that moment most. The scroll continues, unraveling the soul's history until no corner remains in shadow. The truth is devastating, not because it condemns, but because it confirms. Nothing unjust has happened here. No mistake has been made. The soul sees its life with divine clarity, and that clarity wounds more deeply than fire. When the final line of the record dissolves into ash and light, the scroll closes by itself. It rises, leaving behind an air heavy with silence and certainty. The soul collapses inward, trembling, because it now understands that judgment is not arbitrary, it is precise. The demons stir. For the first time they approach not with curiosity, but with ownership. The record has been read, the truth has been sealed. And now the soul must face the moment hell has been waiting for, the moment of claiming. Without warning, the ground erupts with sparks of black flame. Chains form from the smoke, twisting like serpents awakened from ancient sleep. They do not clang, they do not rattle, they glide toward the soul as though guided by unseen hands. The thesis reveals itself in chilling simplicity. Once truth is revealed, hell asserts its right to torment. These will go away into eternal punishment. Matthew 25:46. The chains wrap around the soul's limbs, not binding its movement, but constricting its identity. They tighten around memory, wrapping around wounds revealed moments ago by the book of remembrance. Every regret becomes an anchor. Every sin becomes a link. The soul feels itself being rewritten into the rhythm of hell. Demons surround it in a vast circle, each step synchronized, each movement ritualistic. Hell is not chaotic now, hell is liturgical. A perverse ceremony begins. One demon steps forward, larger than the rest, its form sharpened by ages of rebellion. Its eyes glow with malicious intelligence. It extends a hand toward the chain, and when its claw touches the metal, the soul convulses. The chains do not restrain, they define. Imagine molten iron being pressed into wet clay. Imagine a sculptor carving not form, but despair. The soul feels itself reshaped by hell's intent. Its glow dims, flickering like a candle starved of oxygen. Each demon adds a touch, one twisting fear, another amplifying regret, another extinguishing hope until the soul resembles a fragment of darkness. The soul tries to cry out, but hell does not allow sound during the claiming. Only inward screams remain, echoing endlessly inside the spirit. Demons savor the silence. They watch the unraveling with fascination. Then the ground opens again. But this time the pit is different. It is not a vortex. It is a mouth, vast, ancient breathing heat older than time. The demons drag the soul to the edge, lowering it slowly so that terror matures into despair. Chains tighten. The soul is suspended over the abyss, the fire below swirling like a sea hungry for shipwrecks. It feels the flames calling, not with heat, but with recognition. Hell remembers every soul that enters it. Demons chant in a language that sounds like metal grinding against bone. The soul hears its name twisted into a curse. This is the moment of eternal separation. This is the moment when the soul no longer chooses hell, but becomes part of it. Then, without a command, without ceremony, the chains release. The soul falls. But the fall does not end. The pit does not accept. It descends and descends as though eternity itself refuses to offer a bottom. And in this endless descent, something new appears, something the soul never expected to face again. Consciousness, memory, and the unending awareness that the torment has only begun. The soul falls through layers of shifting fire. Some burn cold, some burn with colors the human eye was never meant to see. The descent is silent except for a faint echo of its own thoughts, circling like vultures. This is the final thesis. Hell is not merely a destination. Hell is a continuation. And the smoke of their torment goes up forever and ever, and they have no rest, day or night. Revelation 14:11. As the soul plummets, visions appear around it, glimpses of other souls suspended in their own descents, drifting through individualized caverns shaped by the sins they refuse to surrender. None speak. None look at one another. Isolation is absolute. Picture falling through a cathedral made of fire, each pillar engraved with memories of grace unreceived. With each passing moment, the soul feels itself stretching, thinning, losing coherence, yet never dissolving. Hell will not permit escape through destruction. The soul must remain intact enough to feel, broken enough to suffer. Demons occasionally appear beside the falling soul, not to torture directly, but to remind it of truths that slice deeper than claws. They whisper of opportunities wasted, of warnings ignored, of love rejected. Their words fuse with the soul's memories, creating new torments that follow it downward like shadows. Somewhere in the descent, the soul begins to understand time differently. Seconds feel like hours, hours like centuries. Hell removes the comfort of progression. Nothing moves toward relief. Everything simply is, and always will be. Then the descent slows, not because the pit ends, but because the soul reaches a region where falling becomes floating, where suffering shifts into a new form. Permanence. Flames drift around like living ribbons. They touch the soul gently, almost tenderly, yet each touch burns deeper than the last. This is where the soul realizes the most haunting truth. Hell adapts. It studies. It evolves its torment according to the soul's vulnerabilities. Demons watch from ledges carved into the fiery walls, waiting for the moment when the soul's thoughts begin to beg, not for escape, but simply for unconsciousness. Yet hell denies even that mercy. Consciousness becomes the cage. The soul drifts in an eternal spiral, suspended between fire and memory. Every regret replays, every warning returns, every whisper of grace becomes a blade. And as the soul hovers in this endless realm, a final question forms, not spoken, but felt. If this is only the end of the first phase, what awaits in the ages to come? The fires offer no answer, only continuation. When the fires grow quiet and the echoes fade, one truth remains brighter than every flame. No soul was ever meant to enter the darkness Jesus described. Hell is the final echo of a choice made in silence, the place where grace is remembered but no longer received. Yet you are still breathing, you are still choosing, and every heartbeat carries a door only heaven can open. If the soul in this story awakens anything in you, fear, conviction, longing, do not turn away. The same Jesus who warned of the lake of fire also stretched out his hands to pull people from it. His mercy is not distant, his voice is not faint, and his promise has not changed. While there is time, seek him. While you can feel, respond. And while eternity has not yet opened before you, choose the one who conquered death, judgment, and every power of darkness. Your story is not finished, and tonight, it can change forever. If this message spoke to you, comment below with the phrase, "I choose the light." If you believe someone you love needs this warning, share this video. It may be the moment that redirects their eternal destiny. Subscribe to Bible Stories and Mysteries and turn on the bell so you never miss these teachings of truth, judgment, and hope. And if you want to support the channel's mission, you can now use Super Thanks to help us bring more souls into the light.